Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us once again for another movie review. Now, we're talking Aquaman. Out in cinemas everywhere. This is spoiler free, so if you haven't seen it, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into the review. Before we get into the entire discussion about this movie, off the top, just let me get the bad things out of the way. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start it off?
You know, I'll just start with my thoughts of the film, just quick thoughts, and the film is, not great, but not bad either. It's just in the middle.
I gotta agree with Eric and disagree with Eric at the same time, because there are moments that are exceptional, but then again there are other moments that really slow down the pace and drag the movie down. They don't have any semblance of any idea where they're going with it, and at times I think the movie struggled with an identity. It didn't know really what it wanted to be.
I have to agree with you. At times, it gets a bit draggy, and it's like too long. And at times, it's like, where's it going? It's like here and then here, and it's just all over the place.
Exactly. It felt not so much as a movie. It felt like we were just moving from scene to scene, and the cohesion of it really wasn't coming together. And the other thing that I found a bit lacking is the chemistry between Amber Heard and Jason Momoa. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Yeah, Arthur and Mira were supposed to have this budding relationship, but it felt kind of wooden. And I felt that Amber Heard had trouble delivering her lines, maybe because of the lack of chemistry between the two of them. She seemed very wooden, very robotic. But the strange thing is that she wasn't like that with other characters when she interacted with them. I thought she delivered her lines pretty well, and overall her performance was way better when she wasn't interacting with Arthur.
And when there's just something about them in the film that I kind of felt forced, and I won't spoil it because that's kind of hinting of something. Let's talk about the visuals.
Yes.
From the visuals, it looks stunning. I mean, it's not like perfect, but the effects still look great, and the sets and designs look great in my opinion. And and when they're like in the water, you could see like their hair moving like how actual hair would move in the water, and I really like that. Or like their capes like float around too.
Another thing I liked about when they went down into the water, which most of the movie is spent, is the fact that they got rid of that silly bubble where they would wrap themselves in and talk. It's the one they used in Aquaman. I thought that was really awkward looking, and I'm glad they did away with that. And instead of them talking in a bubble, they do have modulation, so it sounds like they are talking underwater, and I think that worked significantly better than what they did in Justice League with Atlantis.
And that's a good point, that the audio is used like they're actually underwater, and that's all I really gotta say with the effects. Now back to the story.
Okay, this movie, when it gets to the good parts, it's big, it's epic, it's a science fiction fantasy movie. At times it feels like something you might see in Star Wars with the type of technology they have, and at other times it feels grand in scale, like a Lord of the Rings when it comes to the battles. And that's when the movie really shines. It's when it tries to slow down and give a semblance of a story that it really struggled. All the other areas, the action, the big set pieces really worked for me, and that's what I found most enjoyable about this movie.
When you think about it, yes, there is a bunch of things meshed into it, and there's some parts in the movie where it's like the Lion King a bit.
Yeah, exactly. There's something early on in the movie that got me really pumped, because I really liked the way they put it together, and it sort of signified who Arthur King was and what his future held for him, and I thought they handled that really well.
And that's really all we got.
Any performances that stand out to you?
Not like anything that's big or grand or epic, but the performances certainly didn't ruin the movie. They didn't add anything, but they didn't ruin anything.
Well, I agree with you for the most part, but there was one performance that stood out to me, and that's Patrick Wilson playing King Orm. That's the Arthur's stepbrother. I thought that he really brought something to the role. There's an undertone of menacing and evilness, if you will, and I really like what he brought to the role, and I kind of understood why he had this grudge towards the topside world, towards his brother, and towards everything. I thought they did a good job of really working that into the story. Towards the end, his character Well, we'll just save that for a spoiler review if there is a spoiler review. Anything you'd like to add into it?
No, I think that's really just all our thoughts. And for a ticket, we spent $1.63 because of. If you guys remember from my Lego DC Supervillains unboxing, we got a $10 off Aquaman ticket coupon, and we used that. And for one of the tickets we used, we only had to spend $1.63.
That is quite a bargain, especially because you got a video game to go with it. So that's essentially what we think. We didn't hate this movie. I didn't hate this movie.
Yeah, neither did I. Not that there's anything impressive in this film. It's just in the middle.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought it was entertaining at times, and it really rose to the occasion. And at other times, it felt flat on his face. But other than that, well, I say you should check it out. If you're interested with all the promo material and you like what you saw, I think you'll be entertained enough to where you'll walk around feeling dissatisfied. Anyway, that's our discussion/review on Aquaman from the DCEU, Warner Brothers' latest release. It's out in theaters now. Check it out. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you've seen this movie, let us know down below what your thoughts are. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Somewhere in between. For now, that is all.